Let's solve now A. Here you have q to the power 4 plus q squared plus the q minus 3 divided by q minus 1. Now, as you see here, we have an q, please. We have q to the power 4 plus q squared plus q minus 3. Now look at the powers here. We have 4, 2, 1, 0. So is there any number or is there any term missing?
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Cubic.
Q
Yes, teacher.
cubic. But this q cubic, I cannot add it as a q cubic. I will add it as 0 q cubic. That means I will need it, but I didn't want to make any change with the question. So I write it as 0. Then I have to divide. I told you that when you want to divide, you have to divide the first term, this one here, this one, okay? You want to divide it into this one only. So q, so let's rewrite it here now. Q to the power 4 over q. Here, q to the power 4, that means I have 4 q's. 1, 2, 3, and 4 over 1 q. Q cancel q. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I have a q cubic. I will write here q cubic. Then
Multiply both terms.
let's now multiply. When I want to multiply, I will multiply this q cubic, but now with the q minus 1, with all of this, with the whole divisor. So I want now to multiply q cubic with the q minus 1. To multiply it now, that means I have to distribute q and q here. So q cubic times q
Q4
minus
4
q to the power cubic times 1. It's mean q to the power 4 minus q cubic. This answer, I will write it here. Q to the power 4 minus q cubic. Then after that now, I have to subtract them. When I bring this subtract, it's kind of like Superman or superpower or anything. It's changed the sign for each term. Now, what is the sign of q to the power 4?
Positive.
Positive. It comes negative. When negative will be positive. Then let's now add them here. Q to the power 4 minus q to the power 4, 0. They have the same power. We can cancel them. And 0 plus 1, 1. 1 q cubic. That's why here, as I told you, I need a q cubic. As you see here, I need it. But it didn't make any change with the question. So I have here 1 q cubic. And this 1 q cubic, I want to divide it what now? Where? And divide it into q.
By q.
Only. So I have to divide.
Teacher. Okay, miss. Yes.
So I have to divide now this term here by q only. So let's divide it now. Q cubic over Q. It's Q times Q times Q over Q. So Q cancel Q. So we have Q squared. So I will write here plus Q squared. Then I want to multiply. When I want to multiply, I have to multiply by the whole divisor, by all of this. So let's now multiply Q squared times Q minus 1. Q squared times Q minus Q squared times 1. So it's a Q cubic minus Q squared. So I will write now the answer here. Then the same steps. Minus, the minus, change the sign for each term. So what did we have now? Q cubic minus Q cubic is
0.
0.
0. Bravo. And here we have Q squared. And what did we have here? Now when I have this Q squared, I have to check up. If there's a Q squared up here,
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
yes, this
Yes.
one.
Yes.
So I will add this Q squared here. So here we have Q squared plus I will bring this Q squared and I will write it down here. So Q squared plus Q squared is what?
Q to the power of 4.
2 squared and 2Q
2Q
squared.
squared. Bravo. So I have now 2Q squared. Now let's divide 2Q squared into Q only. So 2Q squared into Q.
2Q.
2Q over Q. So we have 2Q. Then let's multiply 2Q now with the Q minus 1. So divide by the first term, multiply by the whole term. Divide by the first term, multiply by the whole term. So now let's do it here. 2Q times Q is 2Q squared, and 2Q minus 1, 2Q. So let's write now the answer here. Let's now clear. So let's continue. 2Q. Oh, wait, let's write it as. So we have, before that, we have 2Q squared. So here now we have 2Q squared minus 2Q. And this 2Q squared, that's the one that I wrote it here before. Okay? So now, here we have 2Q squared minus 2Q.
0.
Minus sign, change the signs here for each term. So 2Q squared minus 2Q squared, 0, plus 2Q, keep it down. Now let's go up. Is there any Q here? When you want to look up, you will go up. You have to look at a term that have the same power, the same exponents. Is there a one like a Q here? Here we have a Q to the power 1. Is there anything here that is a Q only?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes.
This one. I will
Yes.
bring this Q and I will write it here. So what did we have now? We have 2Q plus a Q, which is what? Which is 3Q.
3Q. 3Q.
Now,
3Q.
so this is 3Q now. Let's now divide it. 3q by q,
3 and 3.
it's only 3. So plus 3. Then 3, I will multiply it now by q minus 1. So look at me. I divide it by q. I multiply it by q minus 1. So we have 3q minus 3. Let's write now the answer here. Minus sign. Change the sign for each term. Then 3q minus 3q is 0. And this positive 3, I will write it down. Then I will look up. Is there anything here constant like my remainder?
Yes, Miss.
Yes,
Negative
teacher.
3.
Negative 3. I will bring it down. And then I will say 3 minus 3 is 0.
0.
So from here, now by this way, I finished or I stopped division. I will want now to write the answer. The answer, I have to write it as a quotient plus remainder over the divisor. Now where's the quotient? It's q cubic plus q squared plus 2q plus 3. Where's the remainder? It is 0 over q minus 1. So you keep it as q cubic plus q squared plus 2q plus 3. Is it clear?
Teacher, it's clear, but I have a question. Teacher,
Yes.
when we have to add the power that is missing, like here we added the q cubic to complete the division.
Okay.
And in the first, in the previous problem, why we didn't add these things?
Here, when we like this
Yes.
one as an example here.
Yes.
Okay. Here now we have, look at the powers now. 3x squared minus 10x plus 3. So what did we have now? It's 2, 1, 0. There's nothing missing. But in the previous one, we have x to the power 4, x to the power 2, 3x minus 4. Now look at the powers here. 4, 2, 1, 0. Is there anything missing?
Yes.
Which is
X cubic. X
so that's why
cubic.
you have to add it.
And teacher, it can be missing like two variables, like here x, we have x
It
to the
can
power
be.
of 4.
Yeah, it can be, but in your book, I didn't see some examples like this.
Okay.
Now, look at this one here. Here, we have to reorder terms and dividing polynomials. Look at them. We have negative 10x minus 1 plus 4x squared. Look at the powers. 1, here we have 1, 0, and 2. Are they ordered from the greatest to the lowest? Are they written in the standard form?
No, teacher.
No. So let's now rewrite it in the standard form. To rewrite it in the standard form, what you have to do? First step.
4x
What is the greatest power? Yes, 4x squared. Write it at the first one. Then, where's the second power?
Negative 10.
X. Bravo. Write it here. Write it with its power. Don't read the power. And here now.
Negative 1.
Negative 1.
Negative
So now,
1.
I order it. After I order it now, let's now divide it. But let's now see where's our divisor here. The divisor here is -3 plus 2x. So look at the powers here. We have this is a power 0 and this is to the power 1. It is not ordered. Is it right? Is it written in the standard form?
No,
No,
teacher.
No. It's not ordered now. Where's the greatest power?
positive
2x.
Bravo. Positive 2x. Then minus 3. So it's like positive 2x minus 3. Let's bring it now. And put it here. Now let's divide. 4x squared only 2 over 2x, which is 2 times 2 times x over 2x. X cancel x, 2 cancel 2, so we have 2x. Then I want to multiply by the whole term. As I told you, divide by the first term, multiply by the whole divisor. This is here our rule. Now, so you want now to multiply. So you have to multiply 2x now with 2x minus 3. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared, and 2x minus 3 is negative 6x. Let's rewrite the answer here now. 4x squared minus 6x. Now minus. This minus, change the power. This is minus and this is plus. Now after that now. 4x squared minus 4x squared, 0.
0.
And
0.
negative 10x plus 6x,
Negative
For
4x.
negative 4x.
4x.
negative 4x. Bravo. Then what did we have here? We have negative 4x. I want to divide it now into 2x. So I negative 4x over 2x. So we have negative 2. Let's now multiply negative 2 by 2x minus 3. Negative. Don't multiply 2 only. You write, what did you add? You add negative 2. So you have to multiply the whole of negative 2 times 2x minus 3. Let's now do it here. We have to say it's negative 4x plus 6. Negative 4x plus 6. You must have the same, you must have the same remainder here. The same sign and the same answer. If you don't have the same sign, there's something wrong. Yani here I have negative 4x. My answer after multiplication must be negative 4x plus something. If it is positive 4x, there's something wrong. If it is 3x, there's something wrong. It must have the same degree of x, the same constant with the same sign. Then Negative 4x plus 6. We have minus sign. Let's change the sign for each term here. So this, it comes as negative now. So negative 4x plus 4x cancel it. So we have here negative 6.
0.
Then
Yes, negative 6 minus
see
1.
up here. Did we have any constant? Yes, we have negative 1. Let's bring it down. Now, I will write it here, okay, because there's no space. Now, negative 6 minus 1 is?
Negative 7.
Negative 7.
Can I divide now negative 7 into 2x?
No, it's the remainder.
No.
No.
So let's now rewrite it here as this formula. Quotient plus remainder over divisor. So what we have to write now? 2x minus 2 plus negative 7 over 2x minus 3. So, and what does it mean? This is remainder. What does it mean? That means if you want to multiply 2x minus 3 by 2x minus 2 and then add it to negative 7, you will get 4x squared minus 10x minus 1. And you will get the dividend. Like when you have 3 and 1 over 2. Is it 2 times 3 plus 1, which is 7 over 2. So here, that's mean this is the 7 over 2, which is the final, this is the divisor. Yani I mean like when you want to divide, as you remember before, you want to divide 7 over 2, you say 7 over 2 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, the remainder is 1. So how did you write it? You write it as the quotient plus the remainder over the divisor. Or you can say it's 3.5. That's mean. So this is 3.5. What does it mean? I don't know if you know this formula. Yeah, but what does it mean? That means if you have as a mixed number, you want to write it as a fraction like this.
You multiply by 2.
So what you have to do, remember this one. I will say it in Arabic. طالع بضرب أو طالع يعني بعمل multiply بوصل بجمع. So 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1, 7 over the same one which is here 2. So that's mean here. So this 7, which is the same number, that's I divide on it. So when I multiply 2x minus 2 with 2x minus 3, add it to the remainder, I will get this number. اللي هو negative 10x plus 1 minus 4x squared. Is it clear?
Teacher, yes,
yes,
miss, but teacher, I have a question in the steps of division. First of all, teacher, we say the first term. After subtracting, we will see if the term teacher can it be divisible with the divisor. I mean, it is greater than the divisor.
Yes, if it is power greater, I will divide. If it's not, I will not divide it.
And I will take something from up, from the equation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Now let's here see our summarize. How to divide a polynomial by a polynomial. Step number 1. Arrange the terms of the dividend and the divisor in the standard form. If a term is missing from the dividend, add the term with the coefficients of 0. So the first thing, look at the terms. If they are arranged, continue. If they are not arranged, arrange them, please. When you arrange them, if you see like 4, 2, 1, 0, so there's something missing, which is a 3. So add a cubic with 0 coefficients. Then the second step. These steps will help you. Divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. This is the first term of the quotient, So the first term of the dividend divided by the first term of the divisor, the answer would be the first term of the quotient. After that, multiply the first term of the quotient by the whole divisor, as I told you, and place the product under the dividend. So after that, you have to multiply the first term of the quotient by the whole divisor, and the answer, write it under the dividend. Then subtract this product from the dividend. And when you want to subtract here, don't forget to change the signs. Then bring down the next term. When you finish, bring, as an example here, we have 2x plus 3. Bring now 2x. And then continue. Repeat steps 2 to 5. You have to divide, multiply, subtract, divide, multiply, subtract. Every term, divide, multiply, subtract, then you bring the next one until the degree of the remainder is less than the degree of the divisor. Sometimes you have something like this as an example. Now, when you divide here, now look at this one here. Is there anything missing?
No, miss.
No.
What about x?
No, x squared.
Yeah, we
Yes.
have x.
X.
So
Yes, teacher, X is missing.
let's add now. Let's keep +1 as it is. Then now, here, when you want to divide, as I told you, divide the first term by the first term. So x to the power 4 over x squared is x squared. When you multiply them, you have x to the power 4 minus x squared. Minus x squared, so it will be here. Okay, خلاص, okay, it will be different for you. Difficult for you, it's okay, forget it. Now, the period will be finished after 2 minutes. What I have to do for you, by now we